Anywho, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you for jumping in. If you're catching the replay, go ahead and comment, and we will respond to your comments. Also, again, go over to our YouTube page at Dope Discussions, and we will place the link is on our page, but we will post it again for YouTube. Again, go over there, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and
hit the bell to be notified.
We're on Instagram, Dope Discussions 2018 over there, and we're at Twitter, Dope Discussions. Yeah, Dope Discussion. Yeah, 2018.
2018.
Yeah. So we're everywhere except for Snapchat, but
we're working on that.
Okay. But anyway, I think earlier this week, me and Chris here, trying to get in the camera, guys. Me and Chris, we were talking about the show. What is it called? Botched. Is it
Botched?
Yeah, Botched. About the ladies and men probably going over to different countries or in the States and getting these ridiculous amount of butt injections, breast implants, Botox, whatever cosmetic surgery, and going to the extreme with it to the point where, number one, it doesn't look right, and number two, it's making people sick. Also, my mentors in the group, we were talking about it as well, and we was talking about K. Michelle, and she is now an advocate of don't go get the surgery.
Yes.
Hello, Makila. And she is now an advocate of, oh, don't go get the surgery. I'm having my surgery reversed because I'm sick. And this is what I heard in the spirit, and it is, why get the surgery in the first place? Love yourself. Let's promote that, guys. Let's be an advocate of self-love. Okay? And make sure your guys chime in. We respond. We try to answer everybody's questions. Tell us what your thoughts are. But what happened to, I guess my question is, what happened to that aspect of self-love in womanhood, you know, a sisterhood? You know, I can tell her all day, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Where is the disconnect at where we don't always believe that we're beautiful like people say we are?
Okay, so I'm going to actually answer that for her for self-experience. Like, it used to be a point where if someone told me I was, oh, you look so pretty, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, really? But thank you. But on the outside, I'm smiling saying thank you. And I didn't believe it. And it took some time for me to even accept who I am in my own skin, at my size, and because I've always dealt with the bullying, other people telling me I'm not cute, you're not, you know, I dealt with, you know, words, period, words stick with you. Mm-hmm. That's why I tell you to watch what you say, because you never know, because that carries with people, and it carried with me for years. I'm 34 now, and I not too long ago got to this point where I love me. And I had to learn to respect me. That's even when it came to dating.
Wow. And it's so funny that you said that, because I thought about a quote that I heard several years ago, and you said you have to respect yourself. And that's true, because the quote was, you are the first example of how the world gets to treat you. And like that quote, of all quotes I've ever heard, and I heard it from Lisa Nichols. She's up there with Oprah and Iyanla and things of that nature now. Mm-hmm. But I first heard her. Can you see us, guys? Okay. I first heard her say that, and it stuck with me, because really what you give out, the vibe you give out about yourself, that's how people are going to treat you. you know, and I'm with her for years being, being plus size. I've always been a heavy set girl. Always, probably maybe 2 or 3 years of my life, I wasn't that heavy set. But it's a scenario where you do hear people say, "Oh, you ugly, you fat, you black, whatever you want to call it," and you believe that stuff, and you don't believe it when somebody say, "Oh, you're such a beautiful girl." And you be like, really? What you see? Because you've started to believe
right
what people have told you or what have you. So I guess that's where the disconnect comes from, because we are so, I guess, to make a long story short, we have to be delivered from people in order to love ourselves. You know, chime in, guys, chime in.
Come on in and share. Well, also, let me tell you one of my experiences with that. When what you can say really can hurt someone, or things, your actions. I was out with a group of friends, and one of my, I don't want to call them, I'm going to say associates, came up to me with their phone, and we were eating pizza. They took the camera, took a picture of me while I was eating and said, "Look, this is what you look like when you're eating."
Wow.
I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah, I experienced that. I was like, why would you do something like that to someone? I'm already self-conscious as it is, sitting here trying to suck my stomach in and eat while we sitting here together, or trying to make myself feel comfortable around you guys, and you made it worse. Wow. Which goes back to our last video, which leads to depression. Mm-hmm. And you feel like you're less than anybody else, and you're not. Mm-hmm. Your life, you are a value, and you have to realize that. And again, it took me some time to notice it.
Mm-hmm. People have to be careful what they say out of their mouth with people, because there's power. There's life and death in your tongue, and you have to be careful what you say to people. But at the same time, we have to know our self-worth, guys. It's not just about loving ourselves. The only way you're going to love yourself is if you know how worthy you are, especially in the sight of God, especially in His eyes. Like, we're the apple of His eye. Like, He created us perfectly. Each individual, He created us perfectly and genuinely and authentically. And if we learn to be ourselves and stop worrying about what people say, and it's hard. It's easier said than done. I'm telling you, every day. I remember watching this show way back, probably 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, I think me and my mentor watched it together. Chelsea Settles. It was on MTV. You ever heard of that?
I've heard the show.
And it was about a young lady. She was heavy set. And
that's so old.
It is. And she went through, moving from West Coast to East Coast or vice versa. And she did eventually lose weight, but at the beginning, they don't even realize. Yes, thank you, Dewan. Thank you so much. But she would sit in her car. She'll go order something to eat, and she wouldn't even take it in the house. Mm-hmm. She would sit in an empty parking lot behind the building and, scarf down the food and hide the bags or hide the wrappers, because it's as naturally as, what you say?
I've been there.
Oh, yeah. I have too.
You're so ashamed to eat around people because they always look at you like
she
especially if you go to restaurants. Have you ever seen people sit there and watch you while you're eating? Gosh. That is so embarrassing. Yes, I'm a big girl and I like to eat. I want some food too, just like you do.
Exactly.
And they sit and watch you like.
But the funny thing about it, and this is probably a side note, but honestly, a lot of big people, we don't even eat that much food, y'all. We don't.
No.
The problem half the time we can get into the technicality things of it. It's the metabolism of it. We don't eat. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And we're not really active, but that's neither here nor there. But people are people gonna be people, y'all. They gonna talk about you whether you doing good, whether you doing bad, whether you alive, whether you dead. They gonna talk about you. They don't care. People, and then what I find out is people gonna talk about you because it takes the heat off of them. They have their own insecurities that they're dealing with. They have their own flaws that they're dealing with. But guess what? I'm gonna flaunt my flaws. I've come to the realization, especially within the last year. I'm creeping on my 1 year anniversary this Tuesday of my accident. So it was a huge eye opener for me because I could have been gone. You know, hey Kiana, I could have been gone, and you know, over the process of me healing, God healed me spiritually, y'all. Yeah. Spiritually, to a point where like I can't care what people say about me, my work, my art, my talent, or my gifts. I used to be so self-conscious about singing in front of people. I used to be so self-conscious about doing, and I still have my moments. Like I said, don't get me wrong, y'all. I have to like mentally talk to myself and pep talk myself every time I'm getting ready to do something.
Like, you can do this. You can do this.
Right.
You got this.
I did my very first art show about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and I've been painting off and on for years.
Amazing artist. Hit her up. Telling you, she's amazing.
Thank you. We ask people to uplift. Yes, loving each other. Your journey is your journey. I love being in. Yes. Thank you, Makila.
Black Girl Rock. Yes.
We do. And that's the problem. You know, she said Black Girl Rock, and the problem mainly is
in our own
community, our own gender.
Yeah.
Women, like, they depict us so much on TV. Look at stuff like, what's that? The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, gosh.
I remember the R&B Divas of Atlanta, R&B Divas of LA. All of those depicted black women as being catty, being crab mentality. We can't work together. We can't get nothing together because we too busy downing each other. We too busy talking about each other, you know. And it's a problem. Where do we start, y'all, to help uplift each other? You know, why can't we say, girl, you killing today. Here, I'll give you everything today. Like, where do we do that?
Right. Like the Campbells. They have a new show, Mary, what's her name? Erica Campbell has a show, and I seen an episode where her daughter was going to school, and they were picking on her because of her skin. They said actually the light-skinned black women or black girls separating themselves from the dark-skinned girl. And, you know, just to make a long story short, her aunt went and made this song called Cocoa Butter. It's actually pretty good song. Wow. It's a little different, but it's actually pretty good because of the fact she's showing, like, you know, I love my skin. You have cocoa butter skin. Love it. And I have Caucasian friends too, and you know, and I always tell them, you're beautiful too. I tell, you know, my African American women, you're beautiful. You are beautiful. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and just say, I'm beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes you have to do that to yourself. Like, sometimes I had to, like, I like saying, girl, you so pretty as a peach.
Yes,
you have to, because
even if take yourself, you know, writing affirmations on your mirror in the morning, quoting those. I mean, it seems redundant and repetitive, but it works. It works. Even if you got to say, I'm chocolate mama number 1 on every day, you got to believe it. You got to believe it, and it's about stepping out and seeing. You know, you'd be surprised at when you step out and you show how much you love yourself, how much you have self-love, self-respect for yourself. You'd be surprised at how much people actually engage with you. Like I said, the art show the other week was amazing, amazing for me. It was truly an eye-opener that, you know, because sometimes, you know, and this also on a spiritual side too, this is an enemy's attack to make you feel like you're less than what God has called you to be. God has made us, fearfully and wonderfully made us. And yes, you got to speak life into yourself. Exactly. Right. And, you know, we're fearfully, wonderfully made. And we have to believe that. Those are grand words. They're not just any type of word that you use for something. Those are grand words. Those are like words that express majesty. You know what I'm saying? Majestic. this, you know, and we have to believe it. And so the enemy wants to always think, oh, you know, I'm not that good, you know, and I'm speaking to myself as I'm talking to you guys, literally, you know. I have to, you know, learn how to accept compliments. It's really hard, y'all.
It can
really
be
hard.
Definitely difficult.
And you know, when somebody say, "Oh, you have beautiful hair,"
smile.
I get that.
You're like, really? You don't see these teeth? I didn't go to the dentist when you saw my own smile cute. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, girl. But you know, and so we just have to, you know, get there. And I think another element, honestly, the father figures in Black families is missing. You know, because your father figure is supposed to show you as a woman how a lady is supposed to be treated. And when we get out there and we miss that father figure, because, you know, my father figure is absent. And, you know, I had to go into the world not knowing how a woman is supposed to be treated, not knowing how to accept a comment from anybody, not just the opposite sex, but anybody. And so that's something I had to learn over time. Even to this day, I'm still learning how to accept all of that love that I am getting. And that goes, like I said, that goes back to showing the world how I'm supposed to be treated at this point.
Right. Like, when it comes down to your dad, like, my dad, my dads, I too love them to death. I don't care. I tell people that all the time. And they have the title of dad, okay? But they, they give me a compliment and I go to blushing. I'm like, I blush.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, you know, cheekbones all the way up here, eyes hidden because I'm just cheesing so hard, but it makes you blush and it makes you feel good.
And if there are any men looking at this and you have daughters, you hear this?
Tell them that they are beautiful.
Yes.
Like, let them know that. It's not even that you're blowing their head up, but it is a confident boost in them. Mm-hmm. You know, even if your little girl may be struggling with her weight, tell her she's still beautiful. Mm-hmm. You know. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then we go back to the weights. You know, topic is I've known a lot of plus size women to be. You know, you may be a little overweight, but they're a little bit healthier than once they lose the weight. Because I've seen so many like come from, you know, one size and drop down to another. Like, it depends though. It depends on how you, I guess you could say, take care of yourself. But some have lost their weight and they're not as healthy as they were when they were plus size.
I've seen that. I have definitely seen that. I don't know if it's like issues that were lying dormant, yeah, and they start to rise up. You know, but, you know, it's so, big women, we get stereotyped so bad as being unhealthy, lazy, and some of everything else, you know, and I want to break that mold, y'all. Me and Chris together, we're trying to break that mold of that stereotype that we get placed in this box. Oh, you can't dance, you can't run. Now listen, I'm going to tell you something. Before my accident, I can run anybody down. And I had speed. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, we had a relay race at the church, honey. I almost had him like that. He was like, yo. I was like, look, baby, I like a challenge, honey. Okay, all rolls and all, we coming.
Shaking and jiggling.
Shaking and jiggling, we behind you.
But yes, like, you know, I've always like being the stereotype breaker or whatever you want to call it.
And then you show up and show out, they be like,
really though? They be like, really though?
So you knew how to do all that the whole time?
Honey, I used to cheer.
You doubted me.
Yep. you thought about that. You said that. I didn't.
Right.
You know, and that goes back into speaking life into yourself. Yeah. You know, you facts. Come on now. Right. Big facts at that.
Okay.
Yes, you go and you show up and you show out, and people be like, "What? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know." That's, you know, hey, you live and learn. You go out and you show yourself, And like again, you show the world who you are. You show them how you want to be treated. And that's in every area. Like I might be strong in one area, and she might be strong in another. So I have to grow in something. She has to grow in something as well. So it's I guess it's about creating a balance in your life where you're confident all around. Like you just have mastered the whole confidence, the whole self-love, the whole self-respect, right. Because truthfully, things have happened in everyone's past that was supposed to, if you let the enemy have his way, mold your path, your future, and I had to really overcome that. I had to really overcome the past and how people treated me. Like literally, when she said bullying, like, oh my gosh, all the way from elementary school all the way up to probably college, I was bullied.
I think I turned mean in high school, so the bullying stopped because I did. It's bad, but it had to take like maybe 2 examples to show them that I wasn't tolerating that anymore. Okay, like literally, because then I was
and this is
titled a mean girl, but I'm not mean at all.
I don't know what happened. Like at some point in college, I did kind of start getting really kind of standoffish because I was
dealt with too much foolishness.
Exactly, but I'm the type of person, I do not like to fight. I'm gonna be honest. I do not like to fight. I don't like the feeling like of how it is. So I try to like completely avoid it. So if I start seeing something, I'm going to just kind of like separate myself, or I'll distract myself. Like if somebody's picking at me. I did stand up for myself. Don't get me wrong. I got in a few of them. I got in a few of them. I think my first fight was like 4th grade. Somebody said something about my daddy, and it was on and popping. But I stood up for myself. But when when all was said and done, it was like I didn't like how I felt. So I try to avoid fighting or whatever. But I've done it.
Yeah, see, I try to when I was younger. Now I'm an adult now, and that fighting stuff, like
I'm too old for all that. You gotta.
It's not necessary. Just don't throw my family. Anyway, but like in elementary school and in middle school, I had to deal with you're a big girl and you tall. I was always tall, and I was always the bigger one out of my classes. So I always had that one short person or somebody that was like, just because you think you tall and big, that means you can still get knocked down. I'm like, okay, please just go and leave me alone. I guess it just builds up to it just build up and build up and build up, and then eventually you.
But like, see, that goes back to show you too. That people gonna talk about you. Somebody gonna always have something to say because they talked about you because you were tall. I got talked about because I was short. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But to make it worse, though, I'm sorry, y'all. My fingers are red.
We just did a challenge.
Comment to you now. No, but my teacher, my middle school teacher, was behind one of those. A couple of my big arguments and fights in middle school. Because we had an award ceremony. Now I'm gonna tell you, like, the things that you do, you have to be careful what you do because you never know. I could have been that child that went and committed suicide behind this because it was an embarrassment. Or is it embarrassing?
Yeah.
Anyway. But my teacher took me, we had an award ceremony. And everybody got awards. I had the attendance award and, student award. Then he said, Crystal, can you come to the front? I have another award for you. I said, okay. So I walk up there now in front of the whole entire class. Not just my one class, but the whole entire 8th grade.
Yeah.
Okay. He comes up and say, here's your award for the most fattest student in the at the 8th grade.
Are you serious?
Yeah. His name was Mr. Martin at Sequoia Middle School. I remember you was in the very end of the hallway.
Call him out.
Look, sir, you could have caused,
But I had a teacher in high school.
Things could have went left.
Mr. Lagunju.
Yeah.
From Nigeria.
I mean, Mr. Martin was a short, buff guy. You know, he wasn't a bad looking old man.
But he had to be.
But
he had to throw the shade like
he
that.
had to throw the shade like that, and like that was really embarrassing. Like I literally like walked the halls with my head down, like, and wouldn't talk to anybody. And he caused a lot of the bullying that I had to deal with. People trying to jump me on the bus, putting gum in my hair. I have a thing with gum now that I'm still working on. Well, you know, but I can't even chew gum, nor would I can't even stand the sight of gum.
Wow.
Like, but I had to deal with all of that because of somebody else.
Yeah,
and you're a grown man doing this to a child.
My algebra teacher did that to me. You know, it was a smaller scale. It was in a class. And, of course, all the popular people were in the same class. It was an algebra class. And they were popular, but they didn't know their stuff, okay? So he asked a question, and, you know, I raised my hand. I was like, yeah, X equals 2, okay? He was like, all right, you know. And he goes, I got a special prize for you. He goes to his desk, and he pulls out a cookie. And he was like, here's your cookie. Don't you want this cookie? Don't you want this cookie? And I was like, just sitting there like this. And
why would you do
that?
I
was crying, and like the class, and I always sit in the front of the class. I don't care, because I just, you know, I know I get distracted easily. So I was sitting in the middle front of the class, and he's like, all the kids behind me laughing, papers thrown at me, and he's like advocating this. He didn't care, you know. And this was every day. That was the one instance I can remember, but this was every day. He would say little stuff up under his breath, and like he had a very strong African accent.
That was Mr. Martin too.
Yeah, and so would say little stuff up under the breath. So I got to a point where I stopped answering questions and stopped trying to excel in the class or what have you, and that is I guess a result of bullying and stuff like that, because I was a really good student, but I stopped trying. I stopped trying because, you know, I began to skip school, skip classes. I mean, and I'm talking about not just skipping a day here, a day there. I was skipping weeks at a time, because going to school was such a struggle on my self-esteem. It was like, okay, so is it okay for the teachers to bully me too? And I had went to the guidance counselor, and
they didn't believe you.
Right, they didn't believe it. Oh, you just, you're a trouble child, da, 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 da. And that wasn't the case. Like I had a lot of mouth, I did, but at the same time, I knew the right time and the right place to do that. And so I stopped going to school. I really stopped going to school, and then it was like, I was in summer school every year, because I had stopped, I was skipping class and skipping school, and I felt comfortable in like I think my whole senior year I was in the chorus room all the time, and that's where I felt comfortable.
My math teacher's class.
Listen, y'all, and
I lived in his room.
That goes back to showing you, like, even when your kids start exuding behavior that you're not used to seeing, and their grades start dropping, find out what's going on. It might not be anything at home. You may have to go
to the school to find out.
Listen to your kids. If Mr. Lagunju or Mr. Martin doing stuff, his name was Lagunju, but somebody got him back, and I ain't gonna even go there. Some kids got him back. And it was really, really bad. It was really bad. Like,
sorry,
he had to throw his whole car away. Like, throw the car away. Yeah, they got him back, because he was doing different people like that, especially students who were overweight, or they wasn't pretty in his eyes or handsome in his eyes. So he would talk about.
He looked like Shrek.
Y'all, he looked like
Hi.
we gonna be nice.
Thank you for joining.
But yes, thank you, Milani. Hi, Milani. So we're talking about self-love. If you're just jumping in,
guys, please share.
Yeah, share it.
Like this video.
Like our page here. And also go over to our YouTube page, subscribe, like our videos, comment, hit the notification button, and go over Instagram. We post just about every day. Twitter, we over there too.
YouTube.
And YouTube, YouTube. So
We have some really good videos coming up. So
yes. I'm excited. I'm excited. But anybody got any questions? Anything they want to say?
Comments?
You know, we just doing all the talking, but we want to hear from you guys too. Hi.
Yeah, because even as adults, we get, you know, you can be bullied by adults just by your appearance and how you look. Mm-hmm. It also happens in the work, you know, in the workplace. It happens wherever you go. But you just have to stay strong. You can't allow people to destroy you.
Yeah, I don't got to
because they will definitely try.
Yeah,
they will try their hardest. And you're like, jump back, Satan.
Right, not today, Satan.
Not today. Today is not the day.
I got to a place I don't even care, y'all.
Like,
I don't even
you
care.
say whatever you want. It don't happen because I've been called hippo. I've been called all the names you can come up with. I bet if you sit on a rainbow, Skittles gonna pop out. I mean, I don't have all of that. You know, like
it's
you
so
look like a big
now.
giant and giants fall and all that. I don't heard it all. It's like, just stop.
It's so
like when are people gonna just let people live and be them?
It's fun, y'all. It's fun now.
Because
what's that song that they got out talking about mind your business? You seen that one?
No.
Oh my God. It's a song out there talking about mind your business. If people just worry about themselves,
look,
the world would be a much better place. Don't worry about what my cholesterol look like, because I bet you they look better than yours. Yours, okay?
People automatically think that, oh, because you're a big girl, you got diabetic, you got
high blood
pressure, high cholesterol.
Stinking.
Honey, I went to the doctor. He said, ain't nothing wrong with you.
I had a doctor yesterday. I keep y'all not. My doctor told me, your blood work came back better than mine. What you doing? Come on now. I absolutely hate that though. But yes, y'all. Yes. And then the thing about it is, like she said, it don't matter what you called us or calling us. We've probably heard it, and we've probably heard better.
Right.
And we've probably been talked about better by worse. I mean, worse by better people. So, you know, just, you know, love yourself.
Like, you come up with something, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty good.
That's a good one.
It don't bother me. Like, what?
I'm going to use
that's
that.
A good one. I might need to use that.
Yes, man. I love it, though. I love where, you know, where my headspace is, y'all. Yeah. Like, I've come a long way. Like, even in a year, I've come a long way. And
yes.
It's
really good.
Thank you, yeah.
Like, it's amazing, like, what people go through. You know?
And what it takes for you to get there sometimes it takes it takes a lot, you know, for you to you deal with certain people, you deal with toxic people, you deal with certain issues.
Right.
You got a quote.
It says, work on being in love with the person in the mirror who has been through so much but is still standing.
Ooh.
That's strong. I like that.
We're going to put that on the page.
Right.
Y'all go over there and like that one.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a good quote.
I like that.
You got to learn to love the person in the mirror, because at the end of the day, after you've dealt with that world,
you're still standing.
Yep. And you still coming home. You still living and you still breathing, because guess what? When you start living and breathing, guess what? People still going to be talking. They still gonna be talking about, you remember Bridget? You remember Bridget?
And why you the memory now?
Right. Yes. Yes. But you know what?
Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany. But you know what? And I'm looking at it like this: if folks talk about you, guess what? They doing something right. If you doing something right, you know, somebody
you miss me.
That's how I feel. Right. Yeah.
You miss me?
I'm like Cat Williams at the point. Cat Williams said, I got 20 haters up in here right now. I'm going to try. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
I mean, hey, you. Oh. I'm going to try my best tomorrow and have 20 more haters.
20.
You know, let them motivate you. Like the old saying. It's an old saying. Now, let your haters be your motivators. For real. Oh.
Okay. Like, all the way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Prissy P also posted a video on YouTube where she was speaking about, you know, how people would send nasty comments to her, you know, like, you too big, why are you sitting there eating on the video and stuff like that. It's just like, first of all, you're worrying about the wrong thing.
Right.
Okay? It's a video. And she's like, I'm working on my weight. I know what I'm doing. Just because you don't know everything doesn't mean that I'm not, trying to help myself.
But at the end of the day,
but
guys,
that's not helpful though, because you're giving people, the negativity that you're receiving.
But guess what? She's still making them coins.
But she's still getting it though.
She making them coins because it takes
now level up.
Right, level up.
Level up.
But it takes a brilliant person to get behind this camera, behind all these lights, and talk to people and do the stuff that you do. Like what we're doing is a journey. It's not just we're gonna get up here and show y'all and talk to y'all, and tell y'all everything. It's a journey for us as well because we did a challenge today, and it's not a challenge. We did a challenge. It's a challenge, and I have really been in my feelings about doing it because I'm like, am I gonna be received or whatever? But at the end of the day, it's my testimony. It's my testimony.
The true testimony.
It's a true testimony, and when we drop the video, y'all gonna know. I don't even want to say it, but like it takes a lot of.
Go check it out when it comes out. Y'all have to go.
It's
check
dropping
out YouTube
Tuesday, the 28th. It's dropping Tuesday the 28th.
Anniversary.
Yeah. But yeah, so but it takes a lot of courage. So the people, the cyber bullies, the behind the computer keyboard bullies, y'all can go kill it. Like, come on camera.
And once this video come out, please ask your friends and family members, everyone to share. Because we're making a stand out here. Like us plus size women, we're coming from the back and we're coming to the front. It's time for us to come to the front. And no longer being in the back.
We not bitch warmers no more. We getting on the field, y'all. The coach done put us in.
I ain't back there ain't your water girl no more.
Yes. The YouTube channel is Dope Discussions. Dope Discussions. It's on our page, but of course I'll put it in. I'll link it here on the after we post this video here. And this video, if you came in late, it will be on our Dope Discussion page here on Facebook as well as YouTube. So we're trying to make sure everyone sees this, everybody get this movement. We move from the back to the front. Hashtag back to front.
Hashtag. Okay. Plus size love. Hashtag.
Plus size model.
Hashtag.
Plus size fashion.
Hashtag.
Love yourself.
Hashtag.
Millie Rock on every block. Hashtag. But anyway, guys, we getting ready to get out of here.
All right. No, but remember to love yourself.
Respect yourself. And move from the back
to the front.
Bye.
See ya.